Yo, welcome in all my fellow Slayers. Now we got the first week of Season 3 ladder for Diablo 2 Resurrected in the books, and I got my character to a pretty darn good spot, I think. So today we're going to take a look at the highlights of the best drops and a few different trades of how I got my gear. You might be thinking to yourself, wait, Phil, it's been like 10 or 11 days. What do you mean the first week drops? It turns out that Michigan, where I live, got hit by a once in 150-year ice storm that knocked power out to like 500,000 people, me being one of them. And it took 3 full days before it came back on. So I now officially got my first full weekend. So I know you want to see these drops, so without further ado, let's get after it. So we're actually kicking it off with a trade in a previous video that I can link to in the description and a card up top. I did find these Mage Fists. And on the second day here, I even got a Lem rune, which then I can go ahead and make my treachery. Next up is right after I jump into some terrorized cows, and it's my first real rune I guess I found right here since running the Countess, and I get another rune. Now I already have Crescent Moon, so maybe I can go ahead and trade this for some other gear that I need. Now after that I get an even better rune here, still in the same terrorized cow, so it's less than an hour later. I think it might have even been the next run, but I pull a Gull rune that I end up trading for a piece of gear later that's really going to help me out. I'm absolutely not going to know every single Thunder Chime I find because they literally rain from the sky. You find 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these per day every time you're in a terror zone, but here's the very first one I found, an absolute superb Fire Thunder Charm. Am I right, fellas? Anti-perfect. And you can see now the shirt is the same. It's the same day, and I'm coming up behind some people who are running this particular terror zone, and they just walked right past the 4-socketed Monarch. I'll gladly hang on to that one. Now I decided to go ahead and just hit this terror zone solo for a little while, and I ended up finding a belt great for a sorceress. Now I'd be more excited if I didn't already have one, but I had already gotten a Talarash's Fine Spun Cloth on day 1 of ladder, so it's still pretty cool to find another one though. Now obviously with this Nova Sorceress, I get out here and try to farm keys and kill champion packs along the way while I'm trying to find the summoner. And this is exactly why we get ourselves a pull rune. I can easily trade this for another piece of gear that I need. We finally jump to the next day. You see the red shirt on, and I go ahead and cube just any elite pole arms because I need a better insight base. So I go ahead and do that. I finally get 4 open sockets in this great pole axe, and I plug in the Ral, Tyr, Tal, and Soul to get myself at least an elite base insight. I have been rocking a Bulwark, one of the new rune words on my Act 2 Mercenary here since the beginning. Once again, you see I have a different shirt on. I'm back on stream for the next day, and I found a Al Rasha's Heralded Crest, an absolute go-to for a budget Act 2 Mercenary. Very good helm for him. Now, obviously, I've been finding an absolute ass ton of Thunder Charms, but a lot of them have been absolute dog crap. Well, here, I actually get one that's not bad. Not bad at all. It's actually one of the good types of immunities. Here, I actually get a Cold Sunday, and it rolls -73 on the cold resistance, just a couple off of the absolute best. Keeping the hype going for Grand Charms, this time not unique, but it's actually just a regular magic one. I should get a high life total skiller right here. Unfortunately, it's defensive auras for the Paladin. I get a skiller here from Thresh Socket, and I'm kind of disappointed by it, is what I would have said before the new assassin changes, but actually martial art assassin skillers are actually going for a pretty penny right now, so I'm actually happy about that. I don't usually get a lot of good rare items, but here I actually get some good rare boots. Now they're actually tri-res with Dex and Walk Run. The lightning res, a little on the low side, so wishing some of those were higher, but still a really darn good rare boot. Now here I'm actually in a rare time in a public chaos game, grabbing stuff as fast as I can, just like everyone else is trying to do, and I get a unique heavy belt. Now, not absolute GG godly early on, people do want these gold wraps to get their magic find up, and I would like one too, so I'm going to hang on to this. That is a gold wrap. And there you are, you see me now. I'm back on stream with a different shirt the next day, and I get out here and actually get a really good base. I could trade it, I could make an Enigma in it, I could make a Treachery in it, but it's a very good 3 open socket Dusk Shroud, 458 defense. And obviously with the Nova Sorceress, I'm out here farming keys, but this motherfucker has been stingy as shit. This is actually the very first hate key I found of this ladder after probably 50 summoner kills, and this is like days and days into ladder. It was really crazy, so I'm just noting it because of how unfortunate I had been with key drop. But we'll move past that, and obviously you see a unique Grand Charm here. It's going to be another Sunday, and it's obviously then going to be a good type of element. So we get a Cold Rupture, not quite as good as the last one I found, but still minus 77 is okay. New shirt, new day, and here's where the luck starts coming at me. Hard, fellas, hard. Out here hitting ghost packs, hitting different champion packs on the way to finding the summoner, hoping to get more keys, and yeah, you seen it, the first high rune of this season for me, and that is a Vex rune from one of these ghost packs. Now I gotta decide, am I gonna trade it for something? Am I gonna make a Heart of the Oak? Decisions. Another thing I always do is cube the Grand Charms with perfect gems, hoping to get some good skillers. This is not a skiller, but to make up for the lightning res I lose from the Sunder Charm, 26 to life, 28 to lightning res. I'm gonna toss that on and use it, really help me out probably. And unfortunately that luck does not continue to Grand Charms. Defensive auras, 15 to life, another life skiller. Once again, defensive auras. Why, game? Why? Now we're hitting that new terrorized cold plains. Get my first unique ring here. Go ahead and identify it, and it's not that SOJ, but it is my first Nagel ring. Get a little more magic find down there, hopefully finding more good items then, right? Now that terrorized cold plain does include the Den of Evil, and oh boy is the cold plains being nice to me. Here, the same day, I get another Vex rune, just not even an hour later, so the luck is hitting hard here in the cold plains and the Den of Evil Sun. And I usually never get this lucky, but the runes keep popping in the exact same terror zone, meaning obviously it's within the same hour, but we get an Ist rune here from a pack of zombies. Now, 2 high runes and a nice mid right like an Ist. I could not be more grateful for this streamer luck right here. Now I mentioned it earlier, I did use that Gull to get something I desperately needed, desperately want on that Sorceress. They're in high demand early in ladder. I get a Harlequin's Crest. Now, it is only 98 defense, but what is 15 extra defense or something like that really going to do for me? I go ahead and make the trade, get myself that green Shaco hat. And I mentioned how stingy these people had been with keys, and to get a double key drop from the couches for me is absolutely bananas. I've been getting a little bit of rune luck lately, and now that's transferring over to apparently key luck. Gotta love that double drop. Now I'm sitting out here trying to make some more trades, so I make a trade game, I go farm while I'm waiting. I get a summoning for the Necromancer Skiller, one of my favorite builds in the game. It's so easy to play and very powerful. So we're obviously hopping to the next day, see a new shirt on, and we get a good item here, not even from a monster, but from one of these tied up corpses. I get these unique ceremonial javelins, obviously they're Titan's Revenge. Pretty good roll on them. Kind of funny that they came off of that tied up corpse. The last skiller we grabbed was for the Necromancer, and that will continue right here. Off of this pack of monsters gives me this Magic Grand Charm, and we get a Poison and Bone skiller, like I said, for the Necromancer. Probably the best Necromancer skill tree you can get. So I don't mark all Sundays in here, but I do right now, so you know it's going to be a good one, huh? Now this is actually going to be a Lightning Sunday. It does get a rough roll at minus 88, but you need them for those Trap Assassins, those Lightning Fury Javazans, and those Lightning Sorceresses along with Nova. And now I'm still looking for a few more keys, but obviously the Countess is known for dropping runes as well, and that's what I get right here. Another one of those Lem runes. Either use it or trade it away for something you need. And a little bit later, why don't we keep the same thing going, fellas? Just a few moments later, we pull ourselves another one of those Lem runes. Now, I have been running Neolithek quite a bit, but he's been incredibly stingy with keys as well. Now, funny enough, I don't know why I've been seeing him do it all the time. You see him corpse explode out in the middle of nowhere right there? Kind of weird, but I find it to shoot his temper, and I get lucky with it rolling with the 3 to Sorcerer skills, and actually the lightning damage is the higher of the ones right there, so good enough for my lightning sorcerers, right? And I'm waiting in a trade game right here, kind of wrapping it up, and I get a crazy rare drop actually from Hindle. This is why you go out and run some stuff while you're waiting for people to join your trade games. That set lacquered plate, you know what it's gonna be, fellas. That is, yep, Tal Rasha's armor. It is actually one of the most valuable set items in the game, and it's in high demand.